Hello, everyone. Welcome to Choices Finding Your Joy. Paula Vail here, and here we are again with just another fantastic guest. I am really happy to share with you today May McCarthy. She is the CEO of Results. She's a 34 plus year serial entrepreneur, angel investor. I love that. Philanthropist and author of The Gratitude Formula, a 7-step success system to create a life that you love. And I have to say real quickly, May, I loved your book. I just loved it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And I know that you have helped to start and grow 6 successful companies as large as 100 million in annual revenues. I mean, you are amazing. You're speaking. So I'm really excited to welcome you to the show today, May.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm grateful to be here, Paula. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. And that's a bit of our theme today. We're gonna talk about that and resolutions. Is there anything you'd like to share with everyone before we begin about what brought you to where you're at this point in your life?
Oh gosh, that's actually an interesting story. I grew up as the last of 10 children in Hawaii. And when you're in the shadow of 9 kids, you have to figure out how to sell and negotiate to get attention and to get what you want. So I think I was destined from a very young age to be a salesperson and a negotiator and a business person. And I started my first business when I was 6 years old.
Oh my gosh.
And that was really based on my parents letting all of us kids know that we could, that we were going to be well taken care of. That we were going to have clothes and food and things that we needed. But if we wanted to have something extra, then what we needed to do was figure out a way to facilitate a fair exchange of value. That meant we needed to identify when people had problems or needed conveniences and to offer our service to them in order to have a fair exchange of value. They pay us, and we give them a service or a product. And it was interesting to watch my brothers and sisters. They do things like mow lawns and cut hedges and wash cars and do babysitting and things like that. And they facilitated a fair exchange of value to earn more money. And I remember watching that and learning that at a very young age, and did the same thing starting at the age of 6 and all through school. So I think that was the most important lesson that I learned as a kid that I've carried through to all 7 of my companies that I've grown since 1982.
I love it. I love it. That is fantastic. Well, so you, I bet, really have some great insight on, the new year and our resolutions. Would you like to talk about that a bit?
Well, sure. So the gratitude formula that you mentioned, thank you very much. That's my second book. My first book is called The Path to Wealth, and that came out in 2015. And what I realized as I've been traveling around the world, speaking and teaching for various groups, both corporate groups and spiritual groups, what I learned is that a lot of people, when they're creating resolutions, are using the wrong words. And they also will be very excited when they create their resolutions at the beginning of the year. They've got a clean slate, they're ready to go, they want to achieve stuff. And if you talk to them in March, they can't even find their list.
Oh.
So what I wanted to do was help people understand that they can achieve anything that they want. They can manifest any goal that they desire. But there are some things that they need to do on a repetitive basis. That means they need to do something every single day in order to facilitate the manifestation of those goals, the realization, the acquisition of those goals. So I devised just a very, very simple thing that they can do. If all they have is 15 to 20 minutes each day that they can set aside first thing in the morning, then what I want them to do is write down their goals using the right words. And what I mean by that is at the beginning of the year, you often hear people that will say something like, I want to lose 10 pounds, or I want to get out of debt, right? We know people that have said that.
Yes.
Sometimes that's a resolution.
Yes.
But think about that goal for a minute. If the goal is to be wanting to lose 10 pounds or to be wanting to get out of debt, haven't they already achieved that goal? Aren't they already wanting? And so they won't see any sort of evidence about steps that they could take to make those goals true. So what I ask people to do is shift their words. So instead of saying, I want to lose 10 pounds, describe your goal as though it's already complete with gratitude.
Yes.
Yes, what they might say is, I'm so grateful that I am physically fit, trim, toned, energetic, in a healthy body that's pain-free and easily moves through life. Or I'm so grateful that I'm financially free with a minimum or more of X number of dollars to use and enjoy, to bless others with, and to invest and increase. See, what will happen there is their subconscious is going to listen to that and go, uh-oh, she's saying that that's already complete.
Yes.
So I better filter the billions of pieces of data that are coming at her every single day and illuminate the ones that are in alignment with her goal. The other thing that happens is we activate this intuitive mind that Albert Einstein talked about. When we describe something as already complete, it allows that intuitive mind, that intuitive messaging source to show up as gut instincts, strong thoughts, ideas, to contact someone, to go somewhere, to do something. We may see an external sign that resonates with us and somehow is noticeable to us that gives us a step to take on a path to achieve that goal. So using the proper words, writing them down every single day, reading them out loud, use your voice because it anchors it more fully within you. And then the third thing is sit quietly and pick one of your goals every day and imagine seeing yourself in your mind's eye in the completed goal. See yourself in that healthy body moving through life. See yourself with that big bank account easily paying all your bills. As you make it more real to you, your subconscious and your intuition will point the way for you to achieve it.
Oh, I love that, May. I love that because you see it already have happened, already have manifested.
Yeah.
And I love that. And then that brings everything into play and gives that energy to source, doesn't it?
Well, and yes, and what that will also do is if you do this, just even this simple thing, I mean, you can do some other things as well, but if you do just that simple 3-step process in the morning, what will happen is you'll program your subconscious into believing that those goals, those realized goals, are very important to you. Now, contrary to that, if you wake up and pick up your mobile device or get online or look at the news, you're going to program what other people think are important for you to recognize all day. And guess what? Whoever programs your brain first, whether it's you with your goals or the world with their message, you will see more evidence of those things happening in your life. So why not I mean, you're worth it. Everybody's worth it. Why not take the time to describe in writing, in speaking, and imagining your goals completed so that you could see more evidence all day long of steps to take to make those statements true?
Yeah.
Do it every single morning, first thing.
I love that. Give yourself those first moments and those first messages
Yeah.
before anything else. And isn't that just with everything, you know, we so often may forget to prioritize ourselves.
Yeah.
Don't we?
Yeah, we do. We do.
Yes.
And in addition to that, we use wrong words.
Mhm.
And so when we allow the rest of the world to program what's important, then we'll start to notice more evidence of that and feel like achieving our dreams is impossible.
Yes.
It's just impossible because the world is telling us that it's impossible.
Yes.
They're telling us that we don't have enough. They're telling us that we're overweight and we need a pill or a program. That it's telling us, even families, history will tell us that we're destined to have diabetes because it's hereditary. All of those things are lies.
Yes.
They're absolute lies. I mean, I have a friend of mine who was the last of her family, and she was born well after her older siblings. And she was told ever since she was a little kid that she was going to have diabetes. Grandparents had diabetes, parents got diagnosed with diabetes, and even the oldest sibling got diagnosed with diabetes. And she was told her whole life to just prepare for it. It was hereditary and there was nothing she could do.
Wow.
Well, she decided she didn't want diabetes. And so what she started to do was use that daily practice that I described, and she was writing down her whole and complete healthy life and how excited she was to have that every single day. She was reading it out loud and using her voice, and she was imagining being in that healthy body. The other thing that she did was I asked her to make what she wanted familiar and welcome when she wasn't getting any intuitive directions to take steps to achieve her goal. I mean, she was starting to doubt. She started to have thoughts, wow, if this is hereditary and science says I have to have diabetes, who am I to say that I don't have to have it? And I said, look, go out and meet some people. Go out and read some stories. Make what you want familiar and welcome by reading the stories about people who were in similar situations to yours, who had been told they were going to be diagnosed with something, or maybe they were even diagnosed with a terrible health ailment, but they were cured. Read their stories. Start to see that if they could experience good health, you can experience good health as well. Make it familiar and welcome. So she did that. She started reading stories and meeting people. She went to some health meetup groups. She was invited by somebody at work to come to a health seminar about a new fitness and diet program that she could enjoy. And as she started to go to things like this, she met other people who actually liked her and she liked them. And they started walking together and hiking together and doing all sorts of fun things together and cooking together and learning about how foods worked with the body. And she was having a great time. After 4 months of doing that, she had lost a significant amount of weight, and she went to her doctor's appointment, and the doctor said, you know what? If you keep up with this kind of health regime, there is absolutely no reason that you'll have to be diagnosed with diabetes. So program yourself in the morning, program your brain for success first thing in the morning. And if you start to feel fraudulent or filled with doubt, go read some stories about and meet other people that have achieved the kind of success that you want. Make it familiar and welcome. Familiarize yourself with their stories so much that you start to believe, wow, if they could do it, I could do it.
I can do it.
Yeah.
May, that is such a powerful message. It is. It really tells us how powerful our thoughts and our words are.
Yeah. Well, and people have proved how powerful they are. I mean, think about it for a minute. Can you remember a time driving home from somewhere that you go often and you get home and you don't remember large parts of your drive home because you've driven home that route so often? Well, what happens is once we repeat something and we practice it and practice it and practice it, we become masters. We've learned the skill so well. Florence Scovel Shinn is one of my very favorite authors. And she was published in 1925, and she wrote a book called The Game of Life and How to Play It. It's excellent. And what she said is, we can't always control our thoughts, but we can control our words. And through repetition, we impress the subconscious and then become masters of any situation. And we've all proved that. I mean, think about learning to read. No one was an expert when they learned to read. They had to sound out each and every letter and put it into a word and put it into a sentence and a paragraph and a story. And now, can't you just skim entire pages and get the same understanding? You've used repetition to master that situation. And think about riding a bike. Oh my gosh, I crashed so many times on my bike. But you saw other people that you knew and you loved that were riding bikes. You knew it was possible. And you kept practicing and practicing every day. And now I can go years without riding a bike, but I can get on a bike and still ride. I remember how to do it because I mastered it through practicing each and every day. And the same thing is typing on that crazy keyboard that's not even in alphabetical order. I mean, my gosh, I was so freaked out the very first time I saw that. And now, don't you know people, and myself included, I can often type faster than I can talk. Yes. Because I've used repetition to master the situation. And this daily practice to achieve goals is a system to master the situation. It's a system for success. You know, so many people say, they'll look at successful people and go, oh, wow, they must have a secret that I don't have access to. And that's a lie. Success is simply a system, not a secret. And every single successful person will tell you that they practiced and practiced this goal attainment system to enable subconscious and intuition to help them to achieve their goals. And if people want to achieve more of their goals, they can implement the exact same system. It's really easy to do, but it requires doing something every single day and being consistent.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And it's true that, you know, they can use that system, each and every one of us, to attain our goals. And that's something really to be excited about.
It is.
And there's something that you're wanting to achieve, and it can seem like, oh my gosh, that's almost impossible. Can I do it? But your strategy, your system, they can put that in place. They can put that out there, say those words, make that commitment.
Yep.
And they can gain that success. I mean, that's a really exciting thing for everyone to hear today, May.
Yeah, it's not difficult to do. I had another friend of mine, and he said that he wanted a new job. And I asked him, I said, now let's think about that for a minute. You want a new job. Why? If you had a new job, what would be happening at work? He said, well, I'd be happy and I'd feel appreciated and I'd get paid more. I said, so you don't really want a new job. What you want is to use your skills and talents in remarkable and fulfilling and satisfying ways where you feel valued and appreciated by your company. And maybe you work with people who you value and appreciate, and you're paid a minimum or more of X number of dollars. And he said, yeah. And I said, that's your goal. said, start writing that down, that you're grateful for that. So he did. He started writing that down, and he was every single day he was writing down, I'm so grateful that I have a wonderful, wonderful job where I get to use my skills and talents in valuable ways, and I'm appreciated by my company, and I'm rewarded with a minimum or more of X number of dollars, and I love working with the people that I work with. I enjoy my work so much. Well, after he started doing that for several days, he started having some intuitive insights to be helpful to some other people that were in his team. He got these creative ideas to say, hey, you know, I thought of this. Can I be helpful in this way? And he was having a blast at work. People were so appreciative of his help. And about several months later, his boss called him in to her office and said, you know, what's going on? You're so helpful and you seem so happy, and everybody's just so grateful that you're around. You've got all these clever and innovative ideas. And he goes, I don't know, I just kind of like my work. And she says, well, it hasn't gone unnoticed, and we're giving you a promotion. So he got a promotion to a new job, and the raise he got was to the exact amount of money that he was being grateful for in advance.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that, you know, there is a perfect example, May, of, you know, and he thought, I have to have a different job. But you helped him see, no, I can create this in the job I have. And he did.
Let me point out, I didn't say that he was going to stay in his job. What I told him to be grateful for was the experience that he wanted to experience as his outcome. I'm so grateful that I am using my skills and talents in remarkable and fulfilling and satisfying ways, and I feel valued by my company, and I appreciate and value the people that I work with, and I'm rewarded with the minimum or more of X number of dollars. Now, if the job he was in was not the right job, it would have gone away and a new job would have presented itself. He may have felt a gut instinct to go somewhere, and at that somewhere, he meets someone who has a new job for him.
Yes.
So it could have been anywhere. In his case, it just happened to be a new job in the same company.
Yes, yes. But he put in motion those things, and they happened, and it worked out. It was where he was already at.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's great.
It's
so
just,
both of my books, The Path to Wealth and The Gratitude Formula, have countless numbers of stories that are just like these. I mean, it talks about all sorts of different situations, what happens when doubt and fear comes up. Like my friend with the diabetes, you know, she had this doubt and she was scared about what her family had told her for years and years and years. And she had this doubt thinking, oh my gosh, who am I to change science and hereditary, you know, diagnosis and all sorts of things like that. And so we cover in both of the books all sorts of different scenarios that could come up that might be blocks. And we show people how to move through those blocks so that they can achieve the life that they desire.
yes. And both books are so fantastic. I enjoyed both of them. And
thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. And that's so true. You give, you know, really simple, easy to understand methods to create the success that people are looking for. And I personally want to say thank you, because I can just imagine how many lives you have changed, May. And people you have.
I'm a big believer in this source of intelligence, this wonderful divine and creative source in this world, in this universe, that it works in lots of different ways. And I think that when people find that they're helped by these books and this information, it's simply because something within them wants to awaken to a higher and greater experience of life. You know, this life that we're living is supposed to be an abundant life. It's supposed to be a fun life. It's supposed to be creative and innovative and joyful. And I think that what I help people to do with my work in some cases is just help them to remember how powerful and precious they are, and that they can just shift a few simple things to really unleash that wonderful abundance and joy in this universe as their life experience.
Yeah. And that's the perfect word, May. Unleash.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it really does.
Yeah.
It really does. I'm right there with you. I've always been a believer of just putting it out there and seeing it done and trusting, and things come through. Yeah, that is amazing. We have just a couple moments left in the show. What last words do you want to say to everyone today, May?
I want people to know that they've already proved how powerful they are. They ride bikes, they type, they read, they drive cars. They've already learned how to use systems for success. This is no different. This is a system for success, and they can use it to achieve the life that they love. And the important thing is that although all of those other things were really difficult when they first started, now they've mastered them and it's really simple.
Yes.
This is no different. Achieving more of your goals, living the life of your dreams, creating the life that you love is no different. It gets easier and easier and easier over time as you continue to practice it. So it might be a little unusual at first, but it will get easier with practice. And also, if you'd like to know how to get some free information about my books, there's a few chapters that you can download for free for both books at maymccarthy.com. That's maymccarthy.com. And there's a whole bunch of free videos and all sorts of other information to help you on your path to achieve the life that you love.
Yes. Oh, May, you are an angel on earth. Oh, you are doing so much for so many and sharing such a powerful and beautiful message. I just am so grateful.
Well, thank you.
And so grateful to have had you on the
Thank
show
you.
today. Gosh, and everyone.
I'm grateful to be here.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us today. Love, hugs, and blessings. May, love, hugs, and blessings.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.